At the time of recording, it is only 2021, obviously. The news broke in 2021 that a game that only came out less than 10 years ago is getting a remake. And there's a lot of people not really happy about it. And I think that's completely justified because I feel the same way. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. I want to give you my thoughts on the news of a potential PS5 remake of The Last of Us. And I want to talk about why I don't think it's a great idea. I really enjoy The Last of Us. However, it's not a game that feels old. I mean, I actually didn't play the PS4 remaster until 2020. Like, I actually waited because I kind of just forgot about it. The original game on PS3 was still fresh in my mind when they released it on the PlayStation 4. But then last year, in the lead up to the sequel, I decided to finally fire it up. And the game ran well. It looked great. It is good on PS5. It's a good game. It doesn't feel old. The Last of Us is a game that plays good. Like, I don't have any issues. When I was playing it last year, you know, in a year that I've already been playing many other games from the last several years that were obviously more innovative in their gameplay and in the visual department than PS3 games, I had no problems playing The Last of Us. The remaster is great. It looks very nice, polished. You look at titles like Resident Evil 2 and 3 and Final Fantasy 7, justified remakes because those are old games that didn't really age all that well. I mean, especially Resident Evil, but now you see them on PS4 and they're really nice. But they're from the ground up. They've really done a lot of work to change them. It's not just a remaster. And that's the thing with gaming, and there's always these remasters, remakes, and there's ports, you know, reboots. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Some games deserve it. I mean, Demon's Souls, it's a pretty amazing looking game. Really nice on PS5. I guess it's fair that, you know, 11 years later, I say give at least a decade to a game. You know, if I had to tell game developers how long I think we should wait, a decade's fair. Don't do it less than 10 years. The Last of Us came out in 2013. It's 2021. Okay, we probably wouldn't really be getting this remake until 2022 or 3. We were talking about a game that just doesn't feel old. Why not go back and remake something from the PlayStation 1? That's a big thing now, is going back to the oldies, you know, like the good games that people grew up with, but just, you know, they have their nostalgia goggles on right now. It's time for a remake of anything that didn't age as well up until now. I mean, Naughty Dog can go back to their library and remake Uncharted. Okay, I said it. I think Uncharted Drake's Fortune is a great game. It certainly was in 2007, and the Nathan Drake collection did a good job at making it a little bit better, you know, but 2 and 3 are superior. Lost Legacy is fantastic, and 4 is one of the best PS4 games, and truly shows like what Uncharted could be and what it was eventually inevitably going to be. I think that Naughty Dog needs to go back and not look at The Last of Us. Like, they just shipped part 2. If anything, if it's them, if it's actually internally Naughty Dog working on this, why that? Like, work on more storytelling of side characters in The Last of Us. Give us a prequel story. Give us a sequel if you want. Give us something that takes place in between. You know, focus on some of our characters that we didn't get as much out of. There's a lot to work with. There's great characters that they've created in both games, especially part 2. I would much rather that. And I would much rather know that Naughty Dog or whoever they want to give the rights to is working on a remake of something that really deserves it and needs it. Uncharted Drake's Fortune, I'm telling you, not great today in comparison because it's evolved. The series got so much better that we're looking at a game that feels like it is from 2007. Obviously, it is. I feel like if you play that game, you would know what I'm talking about. If you played it recently, great game. I love it, but like that could deserve a remake a lot more than The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a game that feels modern. I was almost gonna make a video, like do like 10 more games that deserve remakes besides The Last of Us or instead of The Last of Us, because I do feel that way genuinely, that there are many other IPs out there that really need to come back. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know why the resources would be going to this. Like, it just seems too soon. It seems like, you know, they're not dealing with an old game. It's not old. Like, I don't consider it old. I don't even consider Uncharted from 2007 old. But I mean, if anything, that would be cool and it would be fair. Like, especially coming up on the 15th anniversary, that would be a really great time to do Uncharted remake for PS5. So I guess this video is kind of about how I don't want The Last of Us remake, and I'd rather, not that I don't want it, but I'd rather Sony and everybody involved to take their eggs and put them in another basket. You know what I mean? Like, take those resources, the money and the time, and why don't you invest on working on a remake of a really old game, one that does not really play that well today, one that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe go back to another franchise. I mean, if Naughty Dog went on to another IP, that would be really hype in my opinion. I think I'd probably rather that. But I mean, there's so many other PlayStation games in particular that could totally get remade and should. I'm a little bit unsure how to feel because I'm talking about how I don't want a Last of Us remake, but then again, it's one of my favorite games, and if it got the production value, which I know it will, if it's a PS5 remake in a couple years, it's gonna be amazing. Like, I don't doubt it, but I don't really need it. I'd rather hear you, Sony, I want to hear you announce something else. I don't know. That's how I feel, guys. I think that the Last of Us remake is not necessary. HBO's Last of Us series is going to be dope as hell, and it's probably some sort of cash grab to tie in, but I hope it's not, especially if they're going to change the faces of the characters, because after what happened with Spider-Man Remastered and that controversial face change, which I still am not over, I don't know how I'd feel if Bella Ramsey was Ellie's face, and if Pedro Pascal was Joel's in the game. Like, that'd be really weird. And I hope that's not what they're doing. But I guess time will tell. We'll see what goes on, That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for listening to my little rant here. I know I'm not the first, or I'm not the only one at all to talk about this, but I wanted to give you my thoughts. I haven't really been on camera in a minute in a video, and I'm happy to be here to talk about PlayStation video games because that is something that I love. So let me know in the comments below, guys. How do you feel? Do you want to see The Last of Us from PS3 from 2013 remade? Do you want to see another Last of Us sequel instead, or you want to take a break from that franchise? Are you excited for the HBO series? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, guys. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. You know what to do. Thank you again, guys. Have a great day, night, wherever you are. Stay safe and healthy out there. And I will see you all in the next video.